Hello, hello, Facebook people. It's Wednesday, and this is your power hour, your moment, your time with me to be able to dive into your heart, expand yourself, let go of what you're ready to release, and open yourself up to new inspiration, new opportunities, and new, fresh, clear perspectives. Hi, Jill. How are you? It's so good to see you. So this is my time with you to be able to connect, answer questions, and to talk to you about different aspects of your power, your individual power, and the influence you have in affecting and choosing what you experience and how you perceive what you're experiencing in your life. So I am going to take a moment really here and just share this to my other page as people are starting to get notified and can join this. Still taking a moment to show up. This, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, all of that housekeeping is done now. And I'm watching to see who comes on and hoping that Facebook will show me as people join and let me know if you're still, it looks like, oh, hello, little teeny spider. Dropping into the moment. Hello. He's literally flying. Okay. Little message like Charlotte's Web. I wish you could see this. He's too small. She's too small for you to see. She's very, very, very small. She just literally dropped down like right here. I did not send out a notice to notify you 15 minutes till I'm live, so we'll see who shows up. This is, I think, my second regular Wednesday, maybe the third, and I'll be doing this every single Wednesday, 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and answering questions and showing up to talk about different topics that come up throughout my week and show up in the energies around our world. And I haven't, so let's start there. Let's start with first doing, I'm going to actually just bring on a little bit of a centering breathing. Hi, Donna. And we'll see who shows up, how many people start showing up. Good to see you. Drop in the comments if you're able to, just to say hi. Let me know you're here and what you're up to today on this beautiful Wednesday, June 6th. And I just invite you to take some nice relaxing breaths and bringing your energy and your attention into the breath, the exhale of the breath. And as you exhale, sink into and follow that breath. Allow everything to become soft. And allow there to be a beam of beautiful crystalline light beaming in. I'm seeing it in 3 different directions. So as you breathe and we come into this present moment, before we begin our discussion, imagine beautiful crystalline light beaming in from whatever area you're sensing. Your psychic ears, your psychic eyes, your psychic senses, all of the senses that you have naturally within you to sense the subtle shifts, the subtle signs of energy and information that's around you. And notice as you breathe in, and again, follow that exhale, allowing everything to become soft in your body and in your heart, allowing everything within every chakra to open up wide. Imagine this beautiful funnel of crystalline light coming in from up above you, funneling in through the crown of your head, down through the core of your body, and out, funneling out through the root of your body. And now notice, if you will, as you breathe, that there's also a funnel of light, crystalline light, coming in to that third eye area, funneling in and then funneling and expanding outward from behind your head. Noticing the colors and how it feels to breathe into this crystalline light. Noticing it expanding. And then noticing this also a funnel of crystalline light. I'm showing from the back of your heart. So it's between your shoulder blades in the middle of your chest. And it's a funnel of crystalline light funneling in through the back of your heart and then straight through the core center and funneling back out through the front. These three funnels of light bringing balance, awareness, focus, and clarity to your situation, to your life, opening you to subtle sensations and your own perception of higher realities. Good. Taking some nice deep breaths and following that exhale again. And then when you're ready, breathing a great expanse of light on your breath in, as if you're breathing in power straight up from the middle of the earth. Beautiful Mother Earth energy up through the core of your body and expanding out through the top of your head. Again, in this beautiful, huge funnel shape, like an hourglass. And allow that light to fill you up with vitality, clarity. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're here live or whether you're watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you showed up and type replay. And let me know how that meditation, activation, centering was for you, what you experienced. What color was your crystalline light? What sensations did you have? So, coming into this live video today, I didn't know what I was going to be talking about. It's been one of those weeks where I didn't get something specific. And as I'm talking, what I'm realizing is the topic today is really about awareness. And my perspective that I can share with you, and through my experiences around this topic of awareness. Becoming what it is and what it's like and what it takes and what it does to really become aware of the subtle information that you're receiving at all times. And what we'll narrow it down to, the fact is that you are sensing information all the time. And what's the process to tune into that? It really does fall in perfect alignment with what we talked about last week, which you can find the replay in the videos on this page. Last week we talked about the noticing if you're being called from the heart. noticing if you are hearing the call from within to provide a greater service, to do more, to lend your talents more. And so this is more of a refining of that topic. And what I'm talking about is the things that most of us are in so much of a hurry. Not all of us, because if you're watching this, then you're willing to take some time out to really dive into your own experience, to really want to learn more about how you can take back your own control in your life. The things that you can control are your level of awareness. And the level of awareness allows you to become aware of your mental thoughts, your emotional feelings and reactions, and your feelings or your sensations, and that subtle layer of information as well. So awareness covers the ability to be fully present and noticing the different things that are going on in your body and in your awareness. Hello. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you. So as we dive into this, what I want to tell you is that as anybody can do this, anybody can be really, anybody's capable of becoming aware of the information, the subtle level of energy and information. It doesn't have to just be every once in a while random signs. You can make it become a part of your regular routine throughout your days. And the more that you consciously choose to spend time to do that, the more expansive benefit you're going to get. You have to choose to want to spend this time with you. This soul work is really what it is. It's putting yourself first. And if it's important to you to empower yourself to realize more of your abilities to navigate in this world, in other words, your ability to create ease in your life, then you're the type of person that can learn from someone like me, that can learn from these Power Hour Wednesdays, because what I've found is there's a distinct difference between people who are just looking for the quick fix, the quick answers, and not just that, but going to psychics or mediums or channels and getting readings and not applying what they learned, not actually taking that next step. And for me, what I would even expand that to is there's a difference between the people who go looking for answers and the people who stop and set their intention, think about why they're really looking for these answers. What is it that's deep within them that they're trying to resolve or clarify, and what's the purpose? What are they going to get out of it? What are they going to do with it? And then following your own intuition, your own sense from within, your gut sense, your higher heart, as to who it is you're going to go to. And the other thing is, what I have found works really well is not searching out these answers from certain people that you know or that are in town, but setting the intention that you would like to receive this clarity, this direction, this information for your greatest good in your life, so that you can become the best you that you can possibly be with more information, more tools, and get really clear on why it is that you want this. What specifically is this going to help you with in your life? Then state that intention that you are ready to receive that information and find the person who will be able to bring that to you in the most perfect way for you at this time. Then see what comes into your experience, because you've already set that intention and declared it and put it in your awareness. Then, and that's getting clear, then you will find, you will be led, you will realize when you have found the person to communicate with, to talk with, to get a reading from, whatever it might be that the information comes to you in a completely unorthodox way, not even in the way that you were initially intending it to come through. So, hello, Brianne. Good to see you. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. So, once you've set that intention, then these are the other types of people. They think about, they really feel into what it is they're looking for, why they're asking the questions, what it is that they want clarity on. Put that forth from their heart into their own field and intend they're going to find the vehicle for which that information can come through, whoever that is in whatever capacity, and that you're open and you're going to pay attention to it. And then when you do get that information, actually taking that information in on a deep level, running it through your spiritual truth, running it through what feels good to me. What part of this information is right for me? And then just using that inner discernment. If there's some of it that you're just not sure about, I would say put it mentally, emotionally, psychically in a box next to you. Just set it aside and take that which you do know that you can act on and that is helpful to you right in that moment. Leave the rest. It may become more clear. It may become part of an answer later on down the road. But instead of letting it muddy up your intention, just set it aside. And anything that definitely doesn't resonate with you, let it go. So these are the two different types of people I'm noticing is very clear. There's one group of people that are coming just to look for quick answers, quick fixes. They're not interested in investing time or investing money or investing energy into becoming aware for themselves. And that's my topic, is awareness. How do you become aware in your daily life of all of the information that's at your fingertips, that's at your disposal, to really have the answers, the clarity, and the direction that you want? And there's two types of people. So if you're here listening, you're one of those types of people that's willing to really think about, how do I empower myself? How do I become aware for myself? And the beginning place is to really begin to take, I would say, 5 minutes in the morning to really bring yourself into a present moment. And maybe you already do meditation. What I've noticed about, what I'm going to just tell you about that is, I've had a client before who did meditation every single day for years. Not only that, but she was so educated and versed in many different modalities of meditation and harmonic healing, tonal healing, that she knew what worked for her. But what she did was she meditated, and she didn't realize it. It was very clear to me. She meditated and went off. She meditated to go into a different place. The type of meditation or the type of breathing, the type of 5 minutes that I'm talking about daily, thank you so much for the hearts. Hi, Linda. Is going to allow you to actually be here, be present. We sometimes don't realize that meditation, we have to actually choose what type of meditation we want to do. And if we find ourselves going off into the kind of like ethers, if you will, into the multidimensional aspect of ourself, that has a purpose, a very important purpose. But if you want to cultivate awareness in your life, an awareness of the information, hi Linda, an awareness of the information that is all around you for your highest, for you to be able to utilize, then that's a totally different intention. So taking 5 minutes, this is as a beginner step, taking 5 minutes in the morning to breathe and intend that you're going to become fully present. And for me, I like to use the words bringing myself into focus, into clarity, and into center. And I breathe and I bring, and I imagine it's just through that intention from your heart, and that of choosing to spend 5 focused minutes specifically on this. That right there is the power behind what we're talking about. The rest of it, how you do it, isn't as important. It's that deciding for yourself. It is so, hi Gloria, thank you so much for joining. It's the deciding factor. When people say, I've decided, you can feel the power behind that. So taking 5 minutes in the morning to decide to breathe and bring all of your energy just by intending it. There's no special process, there's no special steps you have to take. All you have to do is intend for it from your heart to bring your energy into center and declare that you would like to be as clear, as focused, and become highly aware of all of the inner and all of the information that's coming to you at a subtle level throughout your day, that is here to help you to navigate, to make decisions, and to follow where your heart's leading you. I just noticed that the light is really dark. So I'm going to put this little light on and hope that that helps a little bit. The light is funny here. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit. So that 5 minutes then, the next step really is to feel what that feels like as you've declared it out loud. You can declare it out loud and breathe and notice that you can breathe in clarity, focus, and awareness. And it's very similar to the idea of sitting in your own power. It's integrating yourself all into the very present moment here. And I would say if you're able to be in a quiet place, open your eyes. You can keep them slightly open or halfway or all the way, just so that you don't, because sometimes when we close our eyes, we go into that deep state of meditation or that disconnected place instead of being focused. And really, that's the process. For 5 minutes, breathing, imagining yourself fully focused and all of your energy coming into the core, like there's a tube of light, which there is in your whole body. That will then set you up to be able to use the breath throughout the day to come back to that core centering and awareness, present moment awareness in your body and in your surroundings. And it will create that same energy that you set up in the morning. It will reactivate that energy, that power that you're sitting in, that clarity, that focus, that awareness, just by that intention, that seed that you planted. So it's not complicated. I'm using a lot of words to describe something that's very simple. Yeah, Brianne, I bet you are. Just maybe not. If you're not sure, then you might not be aware of what you're doing. And I just invite you then to be aware, be more intentional about it. This is if you are wanting to really become aware of your own, of the inner, like I said, we're talking about awareness, the guidance that you're receiving, the information that you're literally receiving at all times. Everybody's receiving it. We just get so caught up in everything that we're doing that we don't know how to cultivate that awareness. So this is an easy first step. Using then the breath throughout the day, after you've done that 5 minutes in the morning, to intend that you are going to use the breath throughout the day to whenever you, one of the best ways to do it is when you notice that you've stopped breathing. And when you notice that you've stopped breathing or that you're holding your breath, because we do it all the time, we just don't notice it, especially if you've got a lot going on, working a day, in a corporate job like I was feeling internal pressure and stress so much, and it would become normal, but I would stop breathing. I would hold my breath so much. So as soon as I started noticing whenever I was holding my breath, then I would take conscious breaths and I would breathe. Hi, John, good to see you. And I would breathe in 3 to 5 calming breaths and just imagine the same thing that I did in my morning 5 minutes of centering. And I would imagine all of my energy coming back into the center of my body. I would intend to feel clear, focused, and aware of the information that I'm receiving. We receive it from all different levels in all different ways, but I'm talking about the subtle information that we usually are not as in tune to. And it can come through your body, because your body is literally sending you signals. It can come through your heart. It can come from the ability to notice when your thoughts are taking you on a joyride and they're not actually helping you. They're not actually assisting you. They're distracting you or creating a made-up scenario. And then with this ability, you also notice your emotions and when you are reacting to things so that you can be aware of, why did that trigger me? So breathing when you notice you're holding your breath, intending again to bring yourself into clarity, to centered focus and awareness. It's amazing. This is the first super easy tip to develop awareness of your own energy, your own presence. And I know, I swear, if John is still here, he's laughing because this is a subject where some people, although I don't think anybody necessarily who's listening, except for John maybe, are laughing because it's like, why would I want to be in tune to my own presence? I'm present, I'm here, you're here, and you are receiving information. You're here and you have access to receive signs and hints from yourself that will help you to navigate. What I will give you as an example, when I start to pay attention to what information is coming from within me, I start to listen to it. I start to notice that I am constantly telling myself to relax. So that I'm thinking back to the time when I did this in my corporate job. I would notice that and it wasn't anything that you think about, it's a feeling. So all of this information tends to come not as a thought. It can come as a split, but it's so fast as a thought that you won't necessarily realize it sometimes. but it tends to come as a feeling or an impulse. And I would notice that my inner guidance was constantly telling me to relax and to take care of myself. And I would then know that even if I didn't know I couldn't conceptualize what was happening, but I knew that I was feeling the need to go outside and take a walk and be very calm and quiet. I was being guided to go take a walk, because there was only certain times when I could even go out of the building during this job to go outside. I had to stay in the building. So I would just go take a walk inside the building. And I would trust that my intuition is guiding me. And I wouldn't question it. I stopped questioning it because I was open to help. I had asked for help to find more ease and more clarity, more direction, and to have more awareness, higher sense of awareness in my day. Oh, good, Brianne. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it makes sense. And then the other things that I would notice as an example is I would also begin to notice that I was getting the urge to go places, to drive a different route. Say I'm leaving for lunch or I'm going home, that I would be led to go to make a different turn. So I allowed myself to do that, knowing that I may not know, I don't know why, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to do it. And it would lead to running into somebody that I hadn't seen for a long time. It would lead to me doing something fun, actually, for myself that I hadn't planned on doing. It would lead to going to the park. It would lead to me taking a different route home. And who knows why I did that, except I know it's very good for our brains to go different routes, to change the routes that we take. Because otherwise we kind of get in that non-aware, that routine mode. So then the other example of what I started to become aware of was when things didn't feel right to me, which is so valuable because then you start to notice what does feel right for you. And it's this level of subtle awareness of your own alignment, if you will, your own inner knowledge, your own preferences that develops, and it becomes a normal thing that you are in tune to. And I have to say this because I'm getting this very clearly. It's not anything big. People tend to think, okay, I'm going to work on my psychic senses. I'm going to work on building awareness. I'm going to work on mindfulness. I'm going to work on receiving information from my higher self or my guides or my angels, whatever it is. This work in just becoming aware of your own inner guidance from within and becoming aware of what is coming from within you, what you're feeling in the moment, what you're experiencing in the moment, and following that without knowing why, but trusting in it will create a foundation for you to be in tune to this sensory information that you're receiving all the time. This is the foundation. It's different than applying yourself in a training, which is also very good. And if it's a very good training, it's going to start at the foundational level, or it's going to make sure that you already have this in place this level of awareness of being fully present and noticing what's happening within you instead of being only going by the clock, only going by external circumstances and who's pulling you what, where, when, how. You can be super duper duper productive. This was what a result is in my corporate job, was I became more focused, more clear, because I was listening, number one, because my body was feeling better, because I was getting up. I was walking at times when I wouldn't have walked, but I would have just sat at my desk. And not only that, but I started to drink more water, started to eat healthier, started to do yoga, do different types of things, because I knew that I needed to move my body. And that just comes from that inner awareness. So then my body feels better and I start mentally being able to focus more at work. So you become more productive in what you are doing, whether it's work, whether it's taking care of children, whether it's doing any kind of running around, errands. You start to develop the ability to become fully present and work from that inner compass. So that is one of the tools that has to be applied. And I'm going to read your comments here in a second. That's why I'm so happy you guys are here listening, because you're the type of people that fits into the category. There's two types. There's ones that are just looking to fill their mind, to fill their psychic awareness, to listen but not apply. That kind of drives me crazy, because I did that for so many years. And I'm not that old, but I'm old enough. And I literally spent years not applying this, and nor, I must say, looking for answers outside myself in all kinds of ways, but also, and by that, I gave my own power away, because I never built the trust up in myself. So that's why I do this. That's why I feel so passionate about the information that I share, the information that comes through, and the way that I work, because it's literally turning the spotlight to you, and you have to get to look within you and then get to apply what it is that will work for you to develop that trust in your own inner awareness and in your own wisdom that's within you. All the time, you're receiving information. I say receiving it. You're receiving it constantly, but most of us are not going to take the time to do these simple steps to develop our own awareness. We're going to just keep reading books and listening to, videos and meditations and not apply it. So that's why I'm so happy you're here, because you fit into that category of the people who actually care about developing your own awareness of your own wisdom. It's going to then lead you to the opportunities that you're looking for, to the resources that you want, to be able to make the changes that you want. This is from my personal experience. Okay, so now I'm going to catch up on the comments. You are so very welcome, Brianne. I'm so glad that it makes sense. Becoming fully aware versus checking out and floating and exploring. Okay, in meditation. So let's see here. Gloria says, love this. I do that a lot, not knowing why I'm told to go somewhere or some way different. It always produces seeing someone. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I just invite you, and I don't call it synchronicity, even though I love that word. It's the way that the world works. It's just the way that it works. It's the real. It's so funny how we call everything that's natural alternative. And we give everything that is actually in rhythm with our natural self and with the natural world, we call it we give it these labels, like it's different. And it is different because we've been trained to ignore all of these signals from within us. But I don't really call it synchronicity because it's actually just being in tune. It's being in tune to yourself and yourself as a very highly aware being, who has a lot of sensitivity and information at your fingertips. And then, perfect. So I love how you can relate to going a different route and then seeing someone. Fantastic. Because even if you don't know what the outcome was of seeing that person, this is something that is so true, and I love it, and it's so important. Just our presence, just us being willing to follow that inner guidance and be present with somebody. You never know. It's like you never know what that was for, and you don't need to. That's how you're of service. You're willing to not know. You're willing to be led by your own inner guidance and trust that what you did was for your highest good. And not just fully trust and leave everything up. I'm talking on a higher level of trust. I'm talking on the level where you begin to trust yourself, because some instances you won't know why you were led to see that person, but then on some instances it's going to become really clear and you're going to go, holy cow, I can't believe that just happened. That's why you mentioned, Gloria, synchronicity, because we're shocked. We're like, wow, but it's natural. That's the natural way. So it becomes normal and natural. And you start to realize that that's always there for you. It's never going to let you down. You're the one who gets to choose to trust in yourself and your own and develop that awareness. Like I mentioned. Okay. So, hi, Rick. I don't remember if I said that. Hi, Rick. Okay, Brianne says, ditto, I've been paying attention and listening more. Sometimes I miss it and I think, oh, I should have listened. Super, yeah, that's perfectly normal, perfectly. It's not like, it's so subtle. I think that's what you're saying, right, Brianne? It's so subtle, and that's why I say starting with a routine, 5 minutes in the morning, bringing yourself fully present, and then noticing when you're, paraphrasing, noticing when you're holding your breath throughout the day and taking 3 to 5 present moment breaths, beginning to really become in tune to that moment, because it's in that very moment where you're receiving all the information you need. It's not in the future, it's not in the past, it's not in actually even thinking. We tend to overthink, and that's how we get really confused. Thinking, though, is also fantastic. So you can think and then use your inner guidance to help you to add to that, to find the answers. But it takes that ability of cultivating the difference there, where you're listening to your heart and you're thinking, and you can use both in a partnership. Aloha, aloha. All right. Being in tune to your state of vibration, your state or vibration. Yes. Yes, because so true. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Good. I'm glad that resonated with you, Gloria. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Okay, so the topic that we were talking about was developing awareness in your day, like how to do that. Foundational. Are there any questions or situations that you want to ask about, that Gloria or Brianne, that this has brought up? The other, I'll keep talking while I wait for comments to come in. There's a scenario coming in about one of the reasons why we get so distracted from being present and being in a state of awareness is that we are often just not necessarily taking care of ourselves. So that's one of the reasons why the first example I used is I started to get information from within. And like I said, I didn't conceptualize, oh, I'm getting this information. It's just an awareness that I started to listen to from within was all about self-care. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in other words, doing things that bring us joy to balance the stress that we live with, doing things that actually help us release stress and emotion, expressing our emotion, giving you a lot of examples of the things that tend to bog us down and make us feel very dense and heavy, then that's when we tend to feel cut off. We don't realize it, but we tend to not be able to hold that sense of awareness or focus or clarity because we have been sitting at a desk for 10 hours, or even 5 hours or even half an hour and don't realize how highly draining and tiring that work is. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to start doing the little things that using those tools that we know will start to make us feel better physically, mentally, emotionally. Then you're right. What it happens is it's just what Rick said. Our vibration changes. Our energy is moving. So nothing that's stagnant can stay healthy. Your organs have to, that's why massage and yoga asanas poses, running, exercise, move, actually get your organs moving. They get massaged. Everything starts flowing in your body. That allows your channel, your vessel, to become able to sense that subtle information that is literally coming in for you at all times from your higher self. But often, so that's really one of the factors that will keep us, even if we do these breathing techniques in 5 minutes in the morning, as I mentioned, if we're not taking care of ourselves, and they're saying it's not something that has to be a big deal. It can just be taking that one step at a time, to drink more water, to do what actually feels good, not because somebody else says it, but to do it when it feels right for you or in the way for you. At the gym, okay, Brianne says, at the gym, a little distracted. Oh, you're at the gym. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Can't think of a question. No problem. Yay! So I called this the Power Hour, and it's a long time to talk for an hour. So people will pop in at different times, and then hopefully some people will grab the replay and get what they need. So if you don't have any questions or any thoughts that have come up, my friends, then I want to thank you so much for being here. You are a select group of individuals that are literally wanting to learn how to empower yourself by learning how to develop your own sense of your own awareness, of your own wisdom, of your own energy. And it's not this glamorous showbiz stuff. It's not. It's being willing to want to take this time for yourself, to be fully present with yourself. Thank you for the laughing faces. Because we have this romanticized view of what it means to be in tune, to be, aware, to be mindful, to meditate, to be aware of our energy. And it's natural. It's natural. It's not weird. It's not glamorous. It's work. But it's work that will benefit you in so many beautiful ways because it opens your heart. If you're willing to take time for you to become aware of your own inner guidance, you are going to receive benefits just from your intention and stating that intention for yourself that you want to develop that. Because the your universe, you are your own galactic universe in and of yourself. You are. Your own universe will show up for you. And your job then is to keep taking those steps to listen, to pay attention, and to love yourself, and to open that heart and be open to things that are outside the norm. And I'm going to see, thank you so much, Brienne. You're welcome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to just see if there's one other just parting thing. Okay. Another little side note tip before we sign off here is to say, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of your own power, your own intuition. Don't be afraid of doing things that you normally wouldn't do or believing in yourself. 100%. Here's the key. I'm not saying believe in yourself a little bit here and a little bit there. Try something. Believe in yourself 100% for a whole day. And trust yourself. Trust what you're feeling. And if you find that you're confused and you're not sure what you're feeling, take that exercise that I mentioned in the beginning. Take 5 minutes. I used to do this in the bathroom at my job. Breathe. And I won't repeat the whole thing again. You can go back and listen. But take those 5 minutes and you will feel better. You will feel calm. You will feel clear. And you will start to know what feels good for you to decide in that moment. What's your next step? So believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to, because you will not let yourself down. You will not. You have so many great things in store for you. You just have to start with that trust and that choice to be fully present with yourself. You're welcome, Rick. Oh, I'm so grateful for you. I hope that this was helpful. Maybe it answered some thoughts that you've been having recently. This was a spur of the moment topic. So if there's something in particular too that you have been having come up that you've been trying to navigate, then definitely let me know. You can let me know in the comments. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. And it's so good to connect with you. Absolutely so good. And I am sending out channelings and messages in my newsletter. So if that's something of interest to you to connect via email to receive information and updates, then check out my website. And it's actually, you can find it by looking at my profile, but it's embodypurelove.com. And right there on the front page, you can sign up. And I would love to see you there. I would love I'm just glad you're here this Wednesday. So I'll see you next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Again, trust yourself. Develop that awareness. It's very simple, super easy, not crazy or glamorous in any way, but so powerful. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you.